Travel and Things in association with Sun Destinations, iconic destinations with amazing experiences, present in conversation with. I am your host, David Batsoffen, and my guest today is the co-owner of Sun Destinations. That's Courteney Blunden. Courteney, good morning and welcome to you.
Morning, David. Hope you're well.
I am indeed, and all the better for talking to you. It has been a while since we've captured you on camera at the beginning of a year. And here we are, 2025. It's already February, can you believe? And halfway through that. And before we know it, it'll be February 2026. So,
Yeah, no, yeah, we've had a lovely start, like you said, to the year. We've been blessed with a lot of good rain. The
mm,
low fell from Mpumalanga all the way through Limpopo side, where our products are based, has
right.
received close to 300 mils already in the last few weeks.
Before we look at the product and the properties that you've just alluded to, Courtney, talk me through what Sun Destinations is.
Okay, so Sun Destinations is a company that specializes in marketing, reservations, and sales of
Right.
tourism products. Okay, so we're not limited to game lodges. We can do anything from boutique hotels, guest houses, um, throughout Africa, not just South Africa. We have worked in Botswana, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. Our main focus over the last 15 years has been in luxury camps and bush camps.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those. I've lined up a couple of images just to give people an overview of what they can or might find when they get to the camps. And let's start at one of my favorites, Africa on foot. Um, it's just such an authentic experience, yet luxurious to the nth degree.
Africa on Foot is obviously one of our original camps. My wife
Mm,
and I opened Africa on Foot in 2007. It is the first of the camps that we own. Sun Destinations doesn't own all the camps in our portfolio. We
right.
only have a few of them that belong to us, but all the products are in the stable together. So it's one big family with many, many different owners and areas that join in. Africa on Foot, as I said, 2007 we opened. It's a unique model in the country in the sense that we focus on morning walks and afternoon game drives. So the people get the best of both worlds. And
Yeah.
as I always like to say, they get to see Africa through the soles of their feet.
Which is a good way to experience it because what I think people don't realize is when you're walking out, when you go on like a morning walk, you're not necessarily looking for the big five. You want to see the little things, the chameleons, the dung beetles, the smaller stuff that makes Africa what Africa is. Can save the big stuff for later. And if you happen to walk into a herd of elephants and you just sit quietly and watch them, that's a bonus.
Yeah, that's 100% true. We do obviously focus when we're out in the bush on every aspect
Mhm.
that the bush has to offer. We definitely love to follow tracks of big game, whether it be rhino, lion, elephant, leopard, buffalo, anything. We don't avoid them at all. So we will
Yeah.
definitely, if we find fresh spoor and safe tracks, we will definitely follow them so people can witness what it's like and experience what it's like to be a part of the food chain and a part of the system and not just uh, in a big rumbling machine following them around the bush. Yeah.
I like you the way you say part of the food chain. My best animal to walk into, for want of a better word, is giraffe because they are so overly inquisitive that it's bad for them. Because if you walk and they see you, they will turn, they will face you. And then if you sit down, now they don't know where you've gone. So they will walk towards you, trying to find what happened to these strange animals who are bipedal and they've not maybe seen before. But it makes for a nice interaction.
That's exactly right. So we become, obviously, as I mentioned, part of the system, and with forward-facing eyes, we're definitely viewed as predators
Yeah.
in the real world and are definitely a threat. Giraffe, being as big and as powerful as they are, can keep their enemy in sight rather than lose sight of it when they
Yeah.
can become open or vulnerable, and they have got the ability to fight back to a certain degree. So they like to watch and keep visual. I've actually walked with giraffe where giraffe were thought to be mute at one stage, and I've heard them make alarm calls, which is a very strange call when we've separated a mom and a baby that we didn't
Mm.
know. So yeah, it is interesting to become a part of that on foot and experience that.
Yeah. Now, just down the road from Africa on foot is a whole different camp. And this is in Tambo Tree Camp. That is looking stunning. It really and truly is. I was there last year, and you just done a major refurb in the public spaces. I don't think people realize, Courtney, because when they come to visit one of the camps in your portfolio, they see it maybe for the first time as new guests, unless they're returning guests, and then they have a comparison. But there is a lot of work that goes on in these lodges to make them what they are and to keep them abreast of current situations. You don't want to go to a lodge, for instance, where there's no Wi-Fi, because nowadays people just want to send photographs, they want to make comments, they want all of that stuff, and they want to sleep on a comfortable bed with running water and electricity if possible.
Yeah, so exactly right. Africa on foot and in Tambo, as well as others which I'll chat about just now, have all gone through major refurbs, hard
Mm.
and the camps are at an excellent level of luxury, especially considering the rates that we charge. We've got amazing teams in place, and we definitely stay abreast of the current trends, colors, and everything like that. If you look at this picture, you can see the glossy starling on the background there with that yellow eye and those beautiful blue feathers.
Mm.
Um, Prism feathers, to be honest, with multiple blues and greens. That trend goes throughout the lodge and can be witnessed once you are there. And it's completely different to the last refurb that we had. And so Africa on foot in Tumble, all freshly done up, looking spick and span as usual, and a great experience.
They are, and people don't realize often because this camp is unfenced, the guides will walk you to your accommodation at night. And depending where you are, you're either very close to this lodge, to the main lodge building, or just a little bit further away. I mean, you're not kilometers and kilometers from the main lodge building. And I'd said to the guide one evening, "Ach, I can walk myself back," and he went, "No, I have to walk you." And we get halfway between, I was um, the first room, first chalet from the house on the right-hand side. And halfway there, he said to me, "Stop." And he goes, "Look in the tree to the right of where you're going to sleep. Their eyes." And there was a leopard in the tree looking at the two of us watching. And we just seen a honey badger scuttle past because there's a honey badger that lives near the kitchen that tends to eat your doors there. So it's a wonderful experience for people who've never seen these sort of things and who actually wonder how wild Africa actually is. And there it is, right on your doorstep.
Yeah, so the Klaseri Private Nature Reserve and the Greater Kruger National Park obviously form the biggest system of Kruger National Park. So we've got every kind of species in an open system. In Tambo, 2 weeks ago, we were there on game drive with my family and moving up through the camp just as the guests were getting back from game drive were six lioness. So they had to wait for them to hunt and move through the camp. I've seen everything inside the camp on multiple times. The reserve is special. The camp it's a 12 and up age restriction at Ntambo because of that. It is a extremely romantic and extremely open camp. It really the units are elevated and you hear the sounds and breeze and everything. It's a wild experience, literally. It's fantastic.
The first time I stayed there, we had lions vocalizing at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I thought they were under our accommodation. And then I thought, all right, now can lions climb upstairs? But I know that at the top of the stairs there's a gate. So either they're going to hop over, they can't open it. They
No,
don't have opposable thumbs. But you lie there, and you know as well as I do, Courtney, that lion noise at night, lion vocalization at night, travels for kilometers. And those things
yeah.
were about two k's away from where I was like, but it sounded like it was right underneath. Another one of my very favorite camps, and I think of all your portfolio, I've been to this the most, is Chukma Bush Camp. It's small, it's intimate, it has the best waterhole that I've ever sat at.
Chakma is a very unique product that we have. It's got a very big traverse, and it's got multiple different experiences from Mapani Veld through to mixed woodland, and then down to the Olifants riverine system and area.
Mm.
So we spoiled for choice with the traverse. The lodge itself sits at the bottom on the foot of a beautiful little koppie, known as Griekie Berg. And it's full of life and action, amazing birds, big animals, you name it. Chakma's got it all. The lodge itself currently only has 3 units for guests, but can sleep up to 10 because of the size of the units for
Right.
kids. We are currently planning another room or two to lift the occupancy ability up, because sometimes the groups sometimes it's full too quickly, if you know what I mean. So
Mm.
it's a nice problem to have, but obviously some people come in bigger families and bigger groups. It is a perfect self-use product as well. So if you've got family traveling, they can book the whole camp and
Mm.
literally have their private experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a lot to Chokma. We've also done a massive refurb, hard and soft. Um,
Mm.
uh, we put a new boma area as well as a new bar and outside dining area. So it's changed a lot also in the last couple of months.
Now you talk about the bird life there. The animals are so, I want to say, at ease with the humans. There's a Klipspringer family that I know is still there, or was when last I was there. And then I heard an African barred owl calling. And I searched high and low for the thing. And it was sitting right outside the office on an aloe, staring at me. I was standing less than a meter from that bird. And it was just sitting, it was almost as if the bird was saying, I'm waiting for you to find me so I can fly away.
No, no, yeah,
It's
the
a,
bird life, it's good.
it really is. And as you say, apex predators, lions, leopards are there and there for the finding, which makes for a great family experience. Um, Nambu Camp is again different from the others, perched high on the side of a cliff, family owned. The reason I chose this particular image is that they like doing long tables for meals, which is nice because you get to chat with the people that you're spending time with.
100%. So yeah, Nambu Camp, very special camp in our portfolio. They've also gone through some major changes in the last year.
Mm.
Um, the rooms have had amazing upgrades. The public area, brand new, huge deck with a spectacular swimming pool. The vehicles are all brand new as well, and with special features and colors. Revolt has gone at length to bring this camp to become one of the finest camps in the region.
Yeah. And as you were saying, major refurb, it went from being excellent to being above that, if there is something above excellent. And as you say, when I stepped onto the deck, I sort of went, where's the oh, there's the swimming pool. He'd moved the entire pool. You know,
Yeah.
people don't realize that luckily there was another international guest there with me, and he'd also experienced the previous incarnation. So the two of us walked around the property making comments, good ones, all of them, because the property has maintained and exceeded expectations. Because this is I think what people look for now is authentic but luxurious. They want the bells and whistles, but they want to feel like they're in Africa.
Yeah, so what we pride ourselves with at Sun Destinations and all the lodges involved, and specifically Nambu, which is excellent at it, is attention to detail,
Mm.
finer details of authentic luxury and experience that you don't get at big sort of I don't over commercialized, for the want of a better word,
Yeah,
products. We are
yeah.
not mass occupancy hotels. We are family owned and run boutique safari lodges and camps.
Now, talking about authentic and talking about luxurious, for my 13th birthday present, which was a long time ago, My parents took we went as a family to Kruger Park for the first time. And we stayed in rondavels that were basic. They were painted PWD brown and green and cream. And you had a bed and mosquitoes, and that was it. And then along comes Inyala Safaris, and they take that authenticity and they ramp it to the nth degree, and they give you this sort of luxury. When I opened the door, I almost wept because it took me back to being a 13-year-old all over again. That was the authenticity. And then the luxury kicks in, and you go, no, 1966, we didn't have any of this. Food, the situation, again, the attention to detail. How do you put a square wardrobe into a round room? It's not easy, but they've done it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the rondavel effect at Nyala, plus the bathrooms. It's just normally you would think of rondavels and not much space and things
Hmm.
that effect, but these rondavels have got massive space. The bathrooms are exquisite. Indoor shower, outdoor shower. There is even an option for bath if the guests would like that. The public area has also just had a major refurb and looks amazing with a new bar. Um, the situation of the camping elevated on that dry riverbed is beautiful, with sightings of big game and small game all day coming to drink at the some of the pools in the river. And then the management is excellent, and top guiding with a big traverse area as well. Definitely once again sets Nyala and it being part of a Sun Destinations group apart from everything else that's out there.
Yeah.
All the detail, all the the decor, it fits
Mm.
perfect, offers a real safari experience with excellent luxury.
It does indeed. And I did a very stupid thing when I was there. There was a thunderstorm and there's lots of lightning, as there is in that particular part of the world. And I decided to have an outdoor shower in a lightning storm. It's an experience that do not try this at home, but it was an experience.
I think, David, I think maybe it's like one of those old wives' tales, like we don't talk on the phone when we were kids while there's lightning.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
think you're
Exactly.
if lightning hits you, if you're in the shower or in the room, I think you're in trouble either way.
And then, pardon me, people may not realize this, but this is not a bricks and mortar room. This has taken glamping, camping, tent life to a whole nother level. This is Bundock's river camp. And one day, all safari tents will be made like this. This is, again, luxury to the nth degree. And if you go there and it's pouring with rain, you just sit on your deck. You've got tea and coffee to keep yourself going, and you can watch the ellies in the river for hours.
Yeah, well, being situated on the banks of the Olifants River is on a beautiful, quiet section of the game reserve where they are is unbelievable. The Olifants is one of the big river systems in
Yeah.
Africa. You know, we always hear about Zambezi and Chobe. The Olifant system is incredible, and it runs for a couple of 100 kilometers through wildlife areas. It's absolutely fantastic. The bird life, pels, fishing owls, obviously fish eagles, African black duck, all the really cool stuff that you can wish to see is possible to see. Plus, obviously, the area itself is quite made of these granite koppies and a different sort of scenery and beauty, plus big game and small game. It's a fantastic region. The camp itself, as you mentioned, is a fully tinted camp with obviously big solar systems, which I didn't mention at Nyala. Nyala is also completely off grid,
Great.
as are many of our products. But Nyala and Boondocks really go the extra mile of being super green and super off grid with all the added luxuries.
But now, saying that, Courtney, I think we just need to backtrack one step and talk food across Sun Destination properties. Because notwithstanding the fact that they're on solar and gas, the food that these camps produce in the middle of nowhere given that you can't just pop down to the local supermarket to go and buy an ingredient, is unbelievable. It almost defies description how they can put out food that is sustainable in an urban top star restaurant in the middle of the bush with the basics at the end of the day.
Yeah, so dining obviously is a huge part of the modern safari. And some lodges go to the extreme to Michelin star our products in Sun Destination. All the chefs are excellently well trained, um, uh, local people. Their chefing skills and ability to produce uh, meals and plates from scratch in the middle of the bush has obviously evolved over years and years of training and effort. And also, yeah, nothing seems impossible. Like you say, I've never been disappointed dining out at any of the products. I'm actually always, like you say, excited and happy after mealtime.
Yeah, and sometimes even before, because now that we've mentioned that, my lips are smacking for the cookies that they make at Africa on Foot, and then the competitors at Intambo Tree Camp, because they will both serve you those cookies 24/7, 365, and it's hard to not keep dipping your hand into the jar, literally.
No, that's great.
Um, and the last property that we're going to look at is Umkumbe Safari Lodge. This is the River Lodge.
Yes. So in
So
Kumbi, oh, yeah, I'm listening.
this is one of their superior rooms. Looks out over the river. Lots of action right before your very eyes because there is all of these rooms have a little balcony, which means you can sit out there if the weather is nice. You don't have to go down to the public space. And it just, again, makes for a whole different experience.
Yeah, the Mkumbi suites are massive and spacious, beautiful, comfortable beds with a small lounge suite, as you can see inside them. The bathrooms also very big and spacious and beautifully set up. The small sitting areas in front of the rooms on looking the Sand River, with an endless view. I've been there countless times, and almost every single time I just sit there quietly at some stage of the day and something special will pop up. If it's not wild dogs coming across from the Kruger side or leopard suddenly popping up and walking up. We've even had one night rhino and hippos having a dispute in the banks just below us. And yeah, I mean, the area is renowned for its leopard. And if you sit quietly, like I said, and listen between the
Yeah.
drainage line and river, there will be a leopard or two that you can go and find every day, literally coming past the lodge.
I was about to say, you don't have to look for them. They will find you. We were coming back from a drive and we found a mom with two cubs. And then you just stop. This is the beauty of going to lodges like yours within the Sun Destinations group, Courtney, where you can take that extra time and the guides will say, let's just sit here for a moment. Breakfast will wait. We'll just radio back or the meal will wait. Let's just spend the extra 10 minutes or half an hour even to enjoy what we're seeing in front of the vehicle.
No, that's 100%. We're very, very lucky to work with such great products and their owners, and we keep taking it to another level of every aspect. And that's the nice part is we communicate with everybody and we move together with a common goal.
Mm.
You can see it. So if you go, for instance, and look at our Instagram or blogs or your blog, and you can see about our lodges every few months, everything shifts in a sequence together.
Yeah.
Everyone is in sync, and that's why Sun Destinations and its products and the owners of those products are so special.
So let's talk about the company. No, I don't want. I want to do that. There we go. Now we've got you both of us full screen. How do people book? How do people find out? I mean, we've looked through all your camps. They then just come back to Sun Destinations and book directly through your offices in Cape Town?
Yes. So, okay. So it's I'm glad you're asking me about this because people get confused by us, and especially um, uh, potential new members of Sun Destinations because they see us, and some think we're just an agent. We're not an agency at all. We're a
Mm.
marketing, reservations, and sales company that represent, sell, and market the products that are inside our portfolio as if they are our own.
Yeah.
So every single company's got its own website that has got links that bring them to a central reservations point. So whether they find us through a big tour operator or a DMC or on our website or on Facebook or on Instagram, everything comes to a central point where that email will be answered as if we are at the camp,
Mm.
and as accurately as anyone at the camp can do it, because our reservationists visit multiple times a year to these products. They know all the answers, all the different sequences of what needs to happen, and that's basically it. Yeah. So that's what happens. How do people, if they're interested to know more about Sun Destinations, they just simply write to reservations and say, hi, we would like to know more about what you do and if you could possibly help us. And our
Mm.
res ladies direct that email to one of us who specialize in finding new product, etc.
That's wonderful. And are you always on the lookout for new products to add to the portfolio, or are you just looking to keep what you have and just make it
We
everything you
we
want it to be?
we're happy with the products that we have. We are looking at if there's anything unique and different, and people who think they would fit in with us. Obviously, we would encourage them to contact us,
Mm.
but we are very selective about who we add in and
I
don't
should
add in.
imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want to go through having to do all the renovations and the upgrades and everything, and then you find no, nobody's coming here because it's situated in the wherever and nobody wants to be there. There's no game. The last
That's
line
it.
I
Yeah. So
had
we
was in
we selective on
1954.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I should
and
imagine.
also the owners. Yeah,
Yeah. So potential owners who watch this, just be aware. There is a selection process. You have to go through both Courtney and I and his wife before you can join in to Sun Destinations. Um, as you said, people can get hold of you via your office. You're on multiple platforms, so there's no excuse not to visit one of these camps. Courtney, thank you so very much for joining me this morning. It's always good talking to you. I wish you all the very best for 2025, and let's make Sun Destinations the best destinations it can possibly be.
100%. Thank you very much, David, and I hope you have an awesome day and a great week ahead. And yeah, may you have a blessed 2025, and I'll chat to you soon.
Great stuff. My guest today, Courteney Blunden, co-owner of Sun Destinations. Thanks for being with us here on In Conversation With. Until the next time, from me, bye for now.